I told you this before, when you kiss the bloody dead body of the person that you love.
I think it's a little weird, but it's a fact that Erika chose that date in particular to break her years-long Twitter silence.
So she hadn't posted on Twitter for years. And then 2 days before Charlie Kirk's assassination, one of the days she can't account for where she was, which is the 8th. So she can't say where she was September 8th or September 9th. She can't tell you that. We don't know. Well, we know that somebody thinks that she was at Camp Huachuca.
So Mitch Snow is claiming to have seen Erika Kirk and Cabot Phillips at Fort Huachuca on September 8th in the lobby of the hotel. And then he saw Cabot Phillips and Brian Harpole on September 9th leaving the meeting. And let me just say that all of this is allegedly. Mitch did not know who any of these people were until after the news broke about Charlie Kirk. And then he was watching the news reports and saying, wait a second, I saw these people on the 2 days before the murder at Fort Huachuca.
It pales in comparison to being called XYZ. I get called so many names, I genuinely don't care. I really don't.
Moving on.
And so I just want you to kind of share what's on your heart.
How dare you notice how weird this is?
Why would Erika Kirk be at Fort Huachuca with her ex-boyfriend 2 days before Charlie Kirk was murdered?
Storms are interesting, and you've been there for me for a lot of storms, and just how you were talking about having someone with you for your dreams. I think it's also important to have a core group of people around you for your storms, because Jesus told you storms will come.
The storm whispers to the warrior.
Right now, we're in a session of equipping you for the big dreams, equipping you for the different storms that might come up.
If I could, I surely would give my life to you, so you can have to take me in your arms and lie to me.
You cannot withstand my strength.
Like a battle cry.
And the warrior whispers back, I am the storm.
And that really hit me hard, because we're so used to either creating our own storm or being swept up into somebody else's. And it's not until the center of our storm, the eye of the storm, the calmness of the storm, where God actually does speak to us. And he's there, and he's present in the center of our storm.
But before that introduction ever happened, Erika wasn't single, wasn't searching, and wasn't living the story she later sold to the public. She was in an active relationship with Cabot Phillips.
If you do not know who Cabot Phillips is, he is a senior editor at the Daily Wire. There are Instagram posts that show that Cabot Phillips was supposedly in a relationship with Erika before she was married to Charlie Kirk. Here's a photo where Cabot Phillips says, yes, we're that couple who gets painting lessons together. Here's another conversation online between Erika Kirk and Cabot Phillips. She says, girlfriend does the same and double taps the photo to like it. Cabot Phillips says, former roommate sees picture and smiles at phone.
A detail that became impossible to ignore once people started pulling timelines instead of quotes. And Cabot isn't just some random ex. At the same time, Charlie was publicly clashing with Ben Shapiro over alleged political pressure and donor influence. Cabot was working directly under Shapiro as a senior editor at the Daily Wire.
You tell me it's always going to be like this. The world is the coldest place, surely the coldest place.
So Brian Harpole gives a kind of non-alibi wrong flights. Erika provides an alibi via Andrew Colvett to a YouTuber, wrong day, it's September 9th. We're just like, can we get something solid? Well, Liz Wheeler... Okay. And she's very, as we can see, she is committed to the Lord. Every sentence that comes out is about...
It's all about the Lord. And we know she's not that type of person. She was the type of person who would put on bikinis and get into beauty pageants. She was the type of person who would go on dating reality shows that trying to become famous. She was the type of person who was going to star in a movie with a bunch of people from Fort Huachuca.
And where is the FBI? Leave a comment down below if you think that this is something that Kash Patel should look into.
I haven't seen that portion of him saying that video since that day happened.
An old tweet from Cabot resurfaced showing him and Erika on a painting date, posted in September 2017. The caption, "Yes, we're that couple that gets painting lessons together," casually confirming they were together right when Erika claims her life was quiet, disciplined, and untouched by dating. Even more uncomfortable.
We think, like you were mentioning earlier, if you're rushing and you're going, that means that you're actually being productive, when sometimes it's the exact opposite, and you can't even hear from God because you're in a certain layer of your storm and you're just go, and you're not being still.
The kind of person she was, and then she's reinventing herself as this super conservative Christian gal who loves the Lord and the Bible. She knows it back and forth.
Again, Rebecca is just a perfect example of that, of how even though she's in a storm, she continued to build.
Abraham was an elderly patriarch and wanted to find a wife for his son Isaac from his own home country, rather than from Canaan, where they now lived. His estate manager is sent on a quest to find someone suitable. And after praying, he encounters the beautiful Rebecca by a well. She offered to water his camels, and he took this as a sign from God that she was the one.
No, so I was in New York. I was a casting director. I was signed with a modeling agency. I had just gotten my real estate license 3 months prior to meeting Charlie. And rewind a little bit, I went to Turning Point's office opening for their first building.
Lengthy negotiations with her father Bethuel take place, and Rebecca was asked if she was willing to leave her home to go to a foreign land to marry a stranger. She gave her consent.
Charlie understood the importance of social media.
Even more uncomfortable, photos from that same period show Cabot and Charlie socializing, playing basketball, and moving in the same spaces, which makes Erika's claim that she randomly met Charlie a year later start to fall apart. And once that detail clicked for people, the speculation shifted fast. Because if Erika was dating Cabot while being introduced to Charlie through Bowyer, then the window for when those alleged photos were taken suddenly becomes very clear. And when you factor in that those images didn't resurface until Charlie was gone and Erika was finally under real scrutiny, the timing stops feeling coincidental. Now here's where everything falls
around 10 months before Erika Kirk had her first date with Charlie Kirk. Here's a strange photo of Cabot Phillips with pizza tattooed on the inside of his lip. He must really like pizza. Kent Fransve, Erika's dad, has only 16 friends on Facebook. One of those friends is Cabot Phillips. So Mitch Snow is claiming to have seen Erika Kirk.
There's a storm inside my house, raging and reckless. Wind tearing out the rafters, howling through the timbers.
Of storms, even if you're in a storm, just keep building.
If this is true, it's literally that simple, right? Candace asked the question, where were you? I was here, here's my alibi. Case closed, we can move on to the next topic. And Cabot Phillips coming in hot. So if this is true, shout out the Ezra just tweeted out 18 minutes ago. It says Erika Kirk's ex-boyfriend Cabot Phillips released surveillance footage along with 2 additional photos to prove that he was never at a military base in Arizona. He says he was in Nashville both days. On the afternoon of the 8th, attended an ultrasound with his wife before stopping to buy balloons for the gender reveal. Phillips says people need to touch grass. And this is going to be a surveillance video, which you guys are watching on the screen right here, right now. And then after this finishes, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you right now, which is the photo of him and his wife at the ultrasound, and then him also buying balloons at 5:22 p.m. on September 8th, 2025. And those photos were taken over in Nashville. So if this alibi holds up, it seems like it dismisses everything that Mitch claims that he saw or Mitch thought he saw, and we can move on from this whole thing. Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out what Candace has to say, but so far, here's an alibi. Ball's back in Candace's court. Let's see how it plays out.
We're trying to not get to what is true or what you believe. We are trying to actually get to what the elites believe.
Of storms, even if you're in a storm, just keep building.
Now, after Phillips released photos showing his alleged whereabouts, the internet didn't waste any time. People were quick to point out what they believe are several discrepancies. So let's walk through a hypothetical for a moment. If Mitch did in fact see Cabot Phillips on the military base, wouldn't that suggest some level of military access or ties? And if that were the case, would altered or misleading photos even be difficult to produce?
TPUSA has allegedly sent some internal memos around with words like emergency meeting and leadership restructuring floating around.
So to me, it's this is all part of a bigger plan. They were crossing their T's and dotting their I's, and one of them was we have to because they're gonna put Erika Kirk in as the head of this company, even though Charlie Kirk wanted his wife staying home taking care of their kids.
Trad wife.
Trad wife, be a trad wife, and he encouraged other women to be trad wives. If you can, stay home, take care of your kids. And seems like there she is, getting ready to present herself as the traditional Christian who's going to take over Turning Point USA and be a CEO of a giant $500 million a year company, and someone else will raise her kids.
Right. But the whole topic of submission becomes, that word really lights people on fire.
It's biblical.
I know.
To mourn Charlie Kirk, but also to dedicate ourselves to finishing his mission and achieving victory in his name.
You know, the more and more that I realize it, you're almost a rebel in 2019 as we go into 2020 for believing that families should stay married, for believing in the traditional things that you would think that would not be controversial or would not be rebel-esque like. You're on the other side of it now, where it's like anything that's traditional and you fight for that, you're almost a rebel on the outside, which is really ironic.
Because Erika wasn't just Charlie's wife who stepped into the spotlight after his death. Before she ever married him, she was already a multimillionaire on her own, already connected, already positioned. And since Charlie's passing, she's reportedly inherited his wealth while also pulling in at least $5 million more in donations, quickly becoming one of the most influential figures in conservative America. You've got supporters calling her powerful, calling her strategic.
Erika is the storm.
Into the same circles Charlie openly said were targeting him. That alone raises questions, but it doesn't stop there.
The second one, and to be honest with you, and my boyfriend's really helpful with this.
I know. I get all the anniversaries.
Like kids' birth
May
dates.
14th.
Yeah,
August
all the
23rd.
things.
The angels wept, but those tears have been turned into fire in our hearts. And that fire burns with a righteous fury that our enemies cannot comprehend or understand. When I see Erika and her strength and her courage, I'm reminded of a famous expression.
We've all had our storms. We've all had some ups and downs. And the thing that I think is really cool, I'm not a meteorologist by any means, but do you guys know, like, the calmest part in a storm, just shout it out, is exactly.
Women
It's
should-
beautiful.
Wives.
Marriage in the right context is so beautiful because your husband will give up anything and everything for you. Because your husband will give up anything and everything for you in a healthy manner. But
The entire purpose of this podcast is to tell you that the elites are satanic.
husband will give up anything and everything for you in a healthy manner, but and honor you and cherish you above all.
Hot, stinging rain, falling in and falling down. Hope the storm doesn't rip my roof off. My skin keeps a storm inside.
But I just want to let you know that you guys are all very loved. I'm very proud of you. And Charlie would be, I think Charlie's just, I'm trying not to say that he would be, he's obviously celebrating in heaven.
Yeah, there you go.
And, you know, like even Stacey said, he's gonna find ways to speak to us.
So why is your opinion above God's own teaching?
And he's going to speak to you in different ways. Every person's going to be different, but you'll get little moments where you're like, okay, Charlie, I see you.
I mean, you do know it's the only verse repeated, the only law repeated in all 5 books of the Torah. You know the 5 books of the Torah?
Yeah, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy.
Yeah, there you go.
But he's here, and he's more alive than ever, and he is, he's going to guide us.
And Deuteronomy.
Yeah, there you go.
And I would not have been able to do any of it without Erika, and that's the real truth.
And he's so proud of all of you for keeping this mission alive, and